Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we dive headfirst into today's episode, let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where conflict seemed to be the boss? And you were just the overwhelmed employee, barely able to keep your head above water. Now, if you're nodding your head right now, and I imagine many of you are, you're not alone. Conflict, my friend, it's that sneaky little guest that shows up uninvited to life's party, both personally and professionally. But here's the kicker. It doesn't have to be a party pooper. Today, we're going to dive deep into the turbulent waters of conflict resolution. Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking. Conflict resolution? That sounds about as exciting as, watching paint dry. Yeah, wrong. You see, conflict is this amazing raw force that, if harnessed correctly, can propel you to new heights in your personal and professional life. And here's one more kicker, folks. A world where conflicts don't leave you sweating bullets or wishing you could hit the proverbial eject button. Instead, they become these awesome stepping stones towards your success. Yes, you heard me right. Conflict, those little monsters, can actually be your secret weapon. As in today's episode is going to show you, we're going to unlock the mysteries of conflict resolution. We're going to reveal powerful strategies that can help you resolve conflict like a seasoned pro. And trust me, these are not your run-of-the-mill techniques. No. Plus, I'm going to introduce you to the 3 C's of effective conflict resolution, a concept so cutting edge, it might just ruffle a few feathers. So, fasten your seatbelt, dear listeners, because today's episode is not just about passive listening. No. This is a call to action. It's a challenge for you to rethink the way you view conflict in your life. And it's an opportunity to master the art of resolution. So whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or just someone looking to live a more fulfilling life, what we're about to explore can revolutionize the way you handle conflicts. The insights you'll gain here today will give you that edge, the edge in your relationships, the edge in your career, and the edge in your personal development. So without further ado, let's dive into the modern guide of conflict resolution. Get ready to turn your battles into triumphs as we explore the art of turning conflict into triumph, mastering the art of resolution. Welcome to the battlefield, warriors.
Welcome to your Success DNA podcast, the go-to resource for entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals who are ready to level up their lives. Your Success DNA podcast. Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and empowered to create the life that you truly want. We will be sharing tips, tricks, and mindset shifts that you need to achieve your wildest dreams. Remember, your success is in your DNA.
What is up, my fellow success seekers? I'm Tracy Brickman, your guide through the ever-evolving journey of personal development, self-help, and, of course, unlocking the secrets of success. Today, as I mentioned, we're tackling a topic that might surprise you as a cornerstone of your path to greatness, and that is conflict resolution. That's right. We're going to flip the script on conflict and learn how to transform it into a powerful tool for your success arsenal. You see, I've always believed that the road to success is paved with self-discovery. It is paved with tenacity and a dash of inspiration. As an entrepreneur, author, and success coach, I've had the privilege of diving deep into the minds of many of the greats out there. Tony Robbins, Jillian Michaels, Brian Tracy, blah, blah, blah. You know the names I'm going to rattle off, so I'll stop rattling them off. But here's the thing. Even they face conflicts on their journey to the top. The difference? They mastered the art of conflict resolution. Here's the thing. Conflict isn't your enemy. It's the ally you never knew you had. So today we're going to unveil the keys to unlocking your conflict resolution superpowers. And trust me, this isn't your grandma's conflict advice. No, we're diving headfirst into a modern, insightful, humorous, maybe even a little bit controversial exploration into this essential skill. So if you're ready to supercharge your personal and professional life, stay right where you are, because this is where your success story gets an exciting twist. Let's dive right into the first contender, the nature of conflict. See, conflict It's like this fiery dragon that we all encounter in our journey to success. It can rear its head in our personal lives, perhaps when we're trying to choose what we want to watch on Netflix. That sometimes can become a battlefield. Or it can haunt your professional realms where workplace disputes feel much like medieval jousts, right? Right, okay. Well, I don't know about you, but I've had my fair share of conflict showdowns. You too, yeah? Okay, oh, good. Let's picture this for a moment, shall we? A heated debate, say, with my co-host over who gets the last slice of pizza as we're between takes. Now, there's where we're talking about a true clash of titans, right? Now, I know, you know, and everyone that's listened to this show knows, I don't have a co-host, but you get my point. Something so simple could just blow up on you. Why? Because conflict is everywhere, folks. It's like this pesky, ever-present background noise of our lives. But perhaps the question is, why does it even matter? Well, imagine trying to succeed while constantly tiptoeing around landmines of disagreement. Yeah, that won't create exactly the smoothest path to success, now will it? In personal life, conflicts can strain relationships, it can create stress, and can leave us all feeling really, really drained. Yeah, I feel some of you nodding right there. How about in the professional arena? Yeah, they can stifle your creativity. They can hinder your teamwork and hold all of us back from achieving our career goals, be they entrepreneurial or corporate. But what if I told you that understanding conflict's nature and learning to master it can propel you forward faster than you ever thought possible? Yeah, you're leaning in, all right? I'm going to lean in here a little bit too. Here's a nugget of wisdom for you. Once a colleague and I spent about an hour arguing about, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say this, the best way to organize our office supplies. Yeah, right. It sounds so stupid. I'm talking color-coded versus alphabetical order level of insanity. In the end, well, let's say we had a breakthrough. We realized while we were both passionate about efficiency, and that was a beautiful thing, we just had two different methods of achieving it. So I threw out the colored pens, and he said goodbye to the alphabetizing dreams, and we found a common ground, and dare I say it, resolved our conflict. Therein lies the magic of understanding the nature of conflict, my friends. Now, we've got a little bit of understanding of the nature of conflict. Let's talk about the impact of unresolved conflict. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought avoiding conflict was a clever move, I want you to think again. And I know many of us at one point or another made a career out of avoiding conflict. In this corner, we have the heavyweight champ, the impact of unresolved conflict. Yeah, it's like letting a small leak into your boat go unchecked while you're sailing toward your success island. Spoiler alert, it won't end well. You're gonna sink the boat. Have you ever seen a situation where someone tried to avoid conflict and it all went south faster than a downhill snowball? Maybe that person was you? Yeah? Boy, I got a little tale for you. Let's say you're at work and there's just this colleague that, I don't know, just rubs you. You don't know what it is, but they just rub you the wrong way. Maybe they chew gum and they're smacking it like it's a marathon, or perhaps it's something like their desk is this Bermuda Triangle of missing reports and office supplies. Now, you could just address the issue, but instead, you choose to grit your teeth and you just let it slide. Let's fast forward a few months, and guess what? The gum chewing and the stationery vanishing and the report disappearance is driving you completely insane. Yeah, you feel me? You're tensing up just thinking about it, aren't you? I know I am. I gotta loosen up here. What happens when we let these conflicts brew? What happens when we let these conflicts go unspoken and unresolved? Well, first off, you're in for a bumpy ride on a very emotional roller coaster. But it doesn't stop there. In professional life, unresolved conflicts can be like this slow, dripping, slow acting poison in your team, in yourself, in your performance. They undermine trust, they destroy morale, and they leave teams completely fractured. How about a real-life drama here? Imagine the dynamic duo. No, not Batman and Robin. These are a couple of partners in a thriving startup. They had a passion, they had a vision, and they both had drive. But beneath the surface, just under the surface, right? Conflicts began to simmer, and they avoided having those, he says with air quotes, tough conversations, thinking they could tackle them later. Well, guess what? That's right. Later never came. Eventually, their partnership crumbled. The startup, which held so much promise, went poof, up in smoke. All because they wouldn't take a moment to address their differences, to resolve their conflict. All right. Now, in our next round, we're going to talk about strategies for conflict management. Ooh, man, we're going to help you resolve those conflicts like a pro.
Your Success DNA podcast. Your success is in your DNA.
Yeah, all right. Now, you know, conflict management isn't about wearing a superhero cape, right? Standing there with your hands on your shoulders and swooping in to save the day. No. Conflict management is more like mastering the art of chess. It's strategic, it's thoughtful, and sometimes it's a bit surprising, yeah? So in this section here, we're going to unlock a vault of conflict management strategies, and trust me, you're going to want these gems tucked away in your toolkit. But first, let's talk about the time when things went hilariously wrong due to a simple misunderstanding. Are you feeling a trend here on these stories? Yeah. Have you ever sent an email that led to complete chaos? Chaos worse than cat in a yarn store? I'll hold on for that story in a minute. Let's get back to the conflict. So you're stuck in conflict, right? You're in the middle of it. You're in the middle. You got your dukes up emotionally. What do? Do you go out guns a-blazing? Or do maybe you sneak around to the back door? Neither is the answer. Conflict management, my friends, it's all about finesse. It's like a dance. It could be a hip-hop dance. It could be a waltz. But you've got to know when to lead and when to follow. And if you've watched any of those dance competition shows, you know what I'm talking about. One crucial move in this dance of conflict management is active listening. It's not just nodding your head, guys. Yeah, I'm going to call the guys out. I'm sure the ladies do it too, but I'm a guy, so I'll call them out. No, it's not just about nodding your head while you're secretly planning your to-do list in the garage or your grocery list. It's about genuinely hearing the other person. It's about genuinely understanding their perspective and showing them that you care. Okay. Now, speaking of misunderstanding, let me regale you with a tale of an email gone wrong, an email gone wild, you might say. See, once upon a time, I accidentally replied all instead of just reply. Yeah, you've done that, right? Please tell me you've done it. Tell me I'm not the only one. And it turned into this epic chainmail where colleagues thought I was going to be hosting a pizza party. Yeah, it was a pepperoni-filled comedy of errors. And what's really funny about this, what reminded me of this, is I was rewatching a show that my wife and I love to death. It's called The Newsroom. And in one of the episodes, one of the lead characters, she's telling her ex-lover that she is not going to be telling anybody about their relationship history. And they get a little later into the episode, and she's being talked to about, hey, how do you send the email? How do you use this versus how do you use that? And she types an email to Will, who's the character who said, I would not tell anybody about our previous relationship escapades. And she does a send all instead of just sending it to Will. Yeah, see? But here's the kicker. In this comedy-filled email errors, or the pepperoni-filled comedy of errors that I regaled you with, by actively listening to the responses and understand where the confusion can come from, you can turn email mayhem into office legend. It's a perfect example of how effective conflict management can transform chaos into camaraderie. Well, in my case, it was really easy. Have the pizza party and joke it up with them. Hey, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I made a mistake. Yeah, okay. Now, one of the secret sauces of conflict resolution is to create a scenario where everyone's a winner. Yeah? Yeah, let's embrace the win-win approach of conflict resolution, right? Time to dive into a strategy that, to me, can be a complete game changer in conflict resolution. We're talking about the win-win approach. Now, who doesn't love a win-win? Raise your hand, right? You love a win-win. You get some of what you need, and they get some of what they need. Well, grab your thinking caps. We're about to unlock the door to mutual satisfaction. But before we jump in to this deep end of win-win, let's step back and consider this. Have you ever been in a situation where the outcome felt like it was lose-lose? Yeah. Well, exploring how embracing the win-win approach can turn those frowns upside down. Conflict resolution isn't about just winning battles. No, not just winning battles. It's about winning allies. Yeah. The win-win approach flips the script. And instead of you being inserted into a you versus me scenario, very conflict infused, it becomes this us versus the problem. Ha ha ha. It's that little shift in perspective that can lead to those extraordinary results. Let's say perhaps you're in a heated negotiation and you're both adamant about your positions. You're both digging your heels in, as they say. Suddenly, the light bulb moment happens. You discover common ground, or maybe your opponent, quote unquote opponent, discovers the common ground and a solution that benefits both parties. Huh? Remember, when you're on the receiving side, when they say, hey, here's some common ground, don't keep your heels dug in. And when you see that common ground, share it with the other party if you're the finder of the lost treasure. You see, that's the essence of the win-win. It's not about, well, I don't care if it's a win-win. Now I'm going to keep my pride and save my face. I don't know what. Here's a workplace tale that may make you believe in the magic of the win-win. It involved a team where creative chaos was clashing with meticulous order. Chaos wanted a colorful workspace, while the meticulous order team, they wanted a minimalist haven. What happened? Well, instead of getting embarked in battles of this, that, on the color of this, they embarked on a journey of collaboration. Okay, maybe we don't need all creative chaos or all minimalist haven. What do you think happened? What was the result? It was a vibrant, minimalist workspace that creatively flourished and order prevailed. Yeah, they got a little of both. It was like modern art meets organizational zen. Yeah, this, my friends, is an example of the true testament of the power of win-win. After win-win comes, let's say we're going to tackle the nitty-gritty of handling those spine-chilling, difficult conversations. Yeah, handling difficult conversations. Whew. These are the champions of resolution. Now, this is the territory we're about to dive into, the handling of difficult conversations that most people fear to tread. Yep, these are the conversations that make your heart race faster than a caffeine overdose. But don't fret, I've got your back, my friends. Let's say you're an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. That's probably why you're here. You're juggling a million tasks. Then suddenly you receive that all-important call from that all-important client, and they are not happy. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, they're not happy. The emergency signals go off everywhere. Panic mode ensues, right? Hold on tight. We're about to learn how one entrepreneur turned this situation into triumph. Because if you think about it, we've all been there. That dreaded moment when you have to address a touchy subject. The stakes are high. And the tension is palpable. But guess what? Avoiding these conversations can lead to even bigger problems. My friends, it's time to face them head on. Don't try to flank them. Just go straight in like a ship going towards the storm. Here's the deal. The longer you wait to address the issue, the heavier it becomes. You can picture it like this snowball rolling downhill. Yeah, it's getting bigger, and it's getting messier, and it's getting harder to stop. That's why addressing conflicts promptly becomes your superpower. I think Zig Ziglar used to use the analogy of a frog, right? This dreaded conversation is like this big, ugly frog that you have to eat. Best to go ahead and take that sucker down in one big bite. Don't do everything off and all of a sudden you're looking at the frog. And then do the next task on your to-do list and then look at the frog. Just go ahead, grab that sucker and chomp him down. Go for it, all right? Now, let's get back to the tale of the entrepreneur who received that dreaded call from the unhappy client. What did he do? Well, instead of panicking, he took a big breath and he composed himself and he initiated a conversation that would change the game. He went face in. He ate the damn frog. Through active listening and open dialogue, they not only resolved the issue, but they turned disgruntled clients into a loyal advocate. What? Talk about win-win. That's like turning lemons to lemonade, folks. You've heard that one all the time. It's a masterclass in handling difficult conversations. But wait, I've got more for you. We're going to dive next into the indelible world of humor as a conflict management tool, right? Yeah. Do you think humor can actually diffuse situations? Yeah, some of you are nodding your head because you've experienced it. So I guess right now it would be a good time to get ready to chuckle your way through the next section here that we're talking about, because today, right this minute, we're talking about humor as a secret weapon to conflict resolution. Yep, you heard me right. The guffaw, the laughter, the giggle, the ha-ha, the belly buster. Yeah, laughter isn't just the best medicine, it's also the best conflict buster. Have you ever been in a situation, let's say, where things got a little tense and you could practically cut the air with a knife? I'm sure you have. I know I have. I bet every single person listening right this moment has, unless maybe you're like a 5-year-old, okay? But what if I told you that injecting a little humor into that moment can be one of those ultimate game changers? Conflict often arises, as we've discussed a couple of times now, from misunderstandings or here's the other one, differing perspectives. Remember the chaos versus minimalist? Yeah, the colorful chaos and the minimalist perspective. That wasn't a misunderstanding. That was just a different perspective. Now, imagine using humor as a bridge to connect those perspectives. Yeah, it becomes like this magical portal that transports you from Conflict City to Understanding Island. But here's the scoop. Humor is disarming. When you share a laugh with someone, even in the midst of a heated debate, it humanizes the situation and it takes nothing away from anyone else, unless your joke is a dig at someone else. So be careful with those. Suddenly, a well-placed joke means you're not adversaries. You're two people sharing a moment of connection, right? Let's say you're in a team meeting. Tensions are running high. And just when it seems like all hope is lost, somebody cracked a well-timed, well-needed joke. The room erupts in laughter, and in that instant, the icy tension melted away like snow in spring. Humor can be that da-da-da-da superhero of the day, turning a potentially disastrous meeting into a bonding experience. So, the next time you're faced with a conflict, remember, a well-timed, a well-placed joke could just save the day. Now, got one last one here for you. Now, the last thing I want to share with you here, this is a really important factor about conflict management and how conflict management can lead to lasting and meaningful relationships. As we wrap up our conflict resolution journey, we've laughed, we've learned, and now it's time to discover how mastering conflict can forge unbreakable bonds. Stay with me, because my friends, this is truly where the magic happens. Conflict can be like a wrecking ball, or it can be the cornerstone of relationships. All depends on how you or I handle it. I want you to get ready to witness how we can transform from the sparks of fires to the connectors of relationships. Conflict, when handled with finesse, can be that catalyst for trust, for growth, and thus connection. It's like I mentioned earlier, turning lemons into lemonade. But in this case, we're turning disagreements into deep-seated bonds. What's the secret sauce? Dramatic pause. Empathy. Yeah, that's the key. When you step into someone else's shoes, even in the heat of the argument, you can create a bridge of understanding. A disagreement that could have torn a friendship apart. Let's talk about that for a second. Instead, what'd they do? They chose empathy. They listened. They didn't listen to respond. No. They heard and they listened to understand. And guess what? That disagreement that could have blown up in everyone's face, could have just ruined a perfectly good relationship, turned into an opportunity for a deep connection. I'm speaking about someone, a man I love dearly. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years back, and I miss him dearly. But we had some disagreements early on in our relationship, but we both took the time to listen to each other, to understand what the other one was going through. And that did nothing but plant the seeds of a deep love and respect for one another. It was like this phoenix rising out of the ashes of what could have been raw male conflict. I'm just going to call it like I see it. But by embracing empathy, we can turn what could be the end of the story into a whole new, exciting chapter, and even a trilogy. How about that? Okay, now, we've journeyed through the world of conflict resolution, from the basics to the humor-infused tactics, and I want to wrap this up and send you off with a mission. And that mission is to resolve conflicts, to strengthen your relationships, and to embrace success, my friends. Okay? Man. What have we done here today? We've navigated the whirlpools of conflict together. And now it's time to stand on the dock at our final destination. Also, I got standing on the dock of the bay in my head. I'm sorry. But before we part ways with today's episode, let's do a quick recap of what you've learned. Conflict resolution, my friend, is not just a skill, it's a superpower. It can turn turmoil into triumph. And we've discovered the secrets to mastering it, yeah? Remember the 3 C's of communication? Right? Communication, compromise, and collaboration. These aren't just buzzwords. They're the foundation of effective conflict resolution. Apply them wisely. Let's use the win-win solutions. They aren't just a myth. They're a ticket to lasting success. Seek them out in both your personal and professional conflicts and watch your life transform. Handling difficult conversations might be uncomfortable, but it's your path to growth. Embrace them. Apply active listening, and you'll find your strength in vulnerability. And don't forget to add a dash of humor in your conflict management recipe. Laughter can be that bridge over even the stormiest of waters. And then embrace conflict, my friends. Yeah, go ahead, put your arms out and say, come on, bring it on. Embrace conflict, my friends. It's not a roadblock. It's a stepping stone on your journey to personal and professional development. The magic begins when you lean into it. Okay, now you ready? Here's your mission. I want you to take what you've learned today and apply it in your life. Start resolving some of those conflicts that are out there. Start with the little ones and then work your way up to the big ones. But start resolving those conflicts. Start strengthening your relationships. And as I mentioned before, you will watch your world change. Oh, and lastly, if you've enjoyed our journey together today, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got a treasure trove of episodes like episode number 5 from way back in 2012 called Conflict Resolution, where I dive a little bit deeper into some other tactics. That one's out there waiting for you. Share the wealth of knowledge with your friends and your colleagues. They deserve it too. All right, that's a wrap for today's episode. Remember, you have the power to resolve conflicts. You have the power to transform your relationships, and you have the power to pave your path to success. Until next time, keep thriving, keep striving, and keep resolving. But wait. Oh man, I forgot one more other thing. If you're looking to stretch your entrepreneurial wings, you might want to check out my other podcast. It's called the Dark Horse Entrepreneur. It's for the hardworking parent entrepreneurs out there seeking side hustles and yearning for freedom and fulfillment of the digital nomad lifestyle. Every week over there, we dive into the exciting world of side hustles, breaking down flexible and profitable opportunities, digital marketing strategies. It's all designed for parents navigating family expenses, childcare, and that persistent crunch of time. And you could resolve some conflict there too. And with that, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Thanks for listening to Your Success DNA podcast. Whether you're starting out or you're a seasoned entrepreneur, we have the tools and inspiration that you need to take your life to the next level. So stay tuned for more game-changing advice in our upcoming episodes. And hey, before you go, a quick reminder to check out our past episodes of Your Success DNA for more inspiring stories and practical advice. And if you've loved what you heard, leave us a review and share this podcast with your friends and colleagues. Let's all level up our lives together, shall we? Remember, your success is in your DNA.